Welcome back to the MBH podcast, Money Buys Happiness, season 4. Yo, listen. First of all, shout out everybody showing us love, subscribing. Like it's been, the numbers been running up recently, no?
Yeah.
Yeah, but we want more.
But we need more.
We need more.
We need more.
But anyways, appreciate everyone showing us love. You know, we're not going anywhere, so you may as well just tune in. But with that being said, we have an amazing guest today, a brother of mine, someone I've known for a very long time. Tymaz, what's going on, bro?
Hey man, I appreciate you guys having me, man. It's gonna be a great conversation.
Yeah,
Let's do this.
It's a pleasure. I know we went back and forth getting you a couple of times, but we have you here. You have a very
welcome.
Welcome. You have a very interesting story. I literally think there is nobody on this planet who has been through what you've been through, experienced what you've experienced. So, before we get into what you're up to these days, I want to talk about your experiences. Maybe give people a rundown of who you are and your story and the come up, because I know it's a pretty in-depth story, and I want to get as in-depth as possible. But please.
So I'm Tymaz. I'm an artist, athlete, soldier. So basically, since I was like 5 years old, the only thing I ever wanted to do was be a soccer player. So all I did, train all day, dream about it, sleep about it. When I was 11 years old, it was the first time I was just running, and my mom noticed I was just like not keeping up as much with how I usually do. I was always one of the most fit, and just mother's instinct, she took me for a blood test, and that's when I realized that I was diagnosed with leukemia at age 11. So that was the first time, grade 7 summer. I went in 6 months, 6 rounds of chemo. It was a very crazy experience. Went through it, came right out, went straight back to soccer, kept playing. Got up, was good for 2.5 years. Just kept playing soccer, progressing. And then after, when I became 15, I got relapsed for the second time, grade 9 summer. And this time they had to find a bone marrow transplant this time because just chemo wasn't enough. So my mom went on we just did international search because there's no match in the family. And we thankfully found one through one match. And then I got the transplant and I was good. Again, 10 months after, I actually moved to Spain to go on trials with clubs and play professionally. And then 2 months into there, not even, I relapsed for the third time. It's like when I just achieved my dreams after everything, finally get there. And then I had to come back, and this time every doctor said there's not even a point of treatment. I was given 6 months to live, went straight from the airport to the hospital. And then but then we fought it and everything. I don't know, should I keep going?
Yeah.
So then we fought it, everything. So my mom, we went to the board against the advice just to get the treatment. We eventually got it. I went through again, full 6 rounds of chemo, total body radiation. Had to get a second bone marrow transplant. And then a transplant is something from somebody else's body, right? So your body, it doesn't recognize it as its own. That's why they try to get a closest match as possible. So then when it doesn't accept it as your own, it starts to attack yourself. And then your bone marrow is your cell factory. And that's leukemia is a blood cancer. So your cells everywhere in your body. So once it starts to go with that, the whole body my body went to war with each other. I call it my metamorphosis, So yeah. I went through that. It's called chronic graft-versus-host disease. So after I did that, so basically from my chest down, I lost all my skin, all the range of motion. Body was just going to war. They said I would just lose all my skin, die from infection like that. And then I just fought and started to heal progressively, slowly. But the problem was once I finally came out of all this after years, all my joints were stuck in level 4 contractions. And then every time I was stuck in a wheelchair, and every doctor told me I'll never walk again.
Yeah, I remember that. Okay, blows my mind. But I don't. Now I want to kind of go through it phase by phase.
Mm-hmm.
So the first time your mom notices something's wrong, just a mother's instinct. She takes you. You go get blood work. When you find out for the first time, at 11, what is that like? I don't even really know how to ask the question. What is the scent? What is the vibe, the aura in your family? How does that affect you at 11 years old to hear that you have cancer? Maybe run through that.
So I would say each person in the family dealt with it differently.
Yeah.
Everybody's different when things happen. I feel I was pretty strong considering the fact I was like, okay, it happened, but like, I was always good with the cancer, like, cause I was like, okay, I go in, I beat it, but I come out like it, like, cause with cancer, like, you come back 100%, you know?
Yeah.
And I can get back to it, so I was like, good with that. I was like, so I just went through it, but like, it's like things happen, and just you're too young to really understand at that age.
Fair.
To
Yeah,
be
fair.
honest.
Fair.
Like you know, like, you just hear cancer, you just hear that, but I was 11 years old, you know, so it's mostly it's the inside, you know, it's like instincts, you know, that's just kicks in.
And like, did you like when you were first diagnosed with it, like were you feeling like your body was different? Like, were you feeling like things were off? Again, I know you were 11, so it's kind of like hard to even
Like,
recognize that.
I just would get a lot of bruises, you know, because your blood, basically when I went there, like I had like basically no cells, you know, like, so I was still playing like 10 platelets, no white blood cells, no red blood cells.
That's crazy.
So like I could have even like had gone internal bleeding, you know.
Come on.
Like just like that when I was like just training like that.
Yeah.
And then like, so like, it's just like that. I just was always active, so I'm like, yo, I get bruises, you know, I'm fighting.
Yeah, you thought it was normal. Yeah, you thought it was normal.
So that's just it.
So you go in, you said, was it 6 months of treatment?
Yeah, so with leukemia is different. It's like you have to stay in your hospital and you stay in your room because you're like 0-0. It's not like you just go get your chemo and go home. You have to spend the whole time in the hospital.
So you spent six months straight there?
Yeah, you do like a month, and then they give you a week break for your counts to come back up, give you a little break, and then go back in.
Okay, damn. So that's 6 months. You come out of it. What, at that point, I guess, is there always the thought in the back of your mind, like, this could come back? Or are you kind of just like head down focused? Because I think that's when I met you, was after the first time.
Yeah.
Playing soccer at North York Hearts. So shout out Louis, by the way. It's my guy. It's our coach. But yeah. So I met you at that point. But what was the mindset then? Like, were you thinking like, fuck, I could get this again, or like, what was the?
It was like just soccer, you know. That was the mindset.
That's true. You were like that, bro.
That's crazy, bro.
Just
bro, like literally just still thinking about soccer.
That's why I'm here, bro.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Is that what pushed you through?
100%,
like,
100%. It's just like, I gotta be like, this is gonna build my story. This is just like, I'm doing this for soccer. It's just like, it's everything for that, you know. I would train like literally when like I was getting chemo, my dad would hold my IV pole. I'll bring cones in the hallway, dribble through them while I'm getting my shit.
No, legit. It was fucking insane. Like, I had met him after the first round of it.
Yeah.
And he was brought, like, you know, when a new guy gets invited to like the team practice, everyone goes, hey, you know, this is Tymaz, like, no, whatever. And obviously, like, our coach put an emphasis. And actually, my team, I had joined that team. My team knew him because he played for like our rival Spartacus, and they'd always beat us. So I wasn't playing then at that point. Just want to let you guys know. But so it was like, hey, everyone already knew him, right, and kind of knew what had happened. And dude, first practice, this guy put me on my ass, bro. Small guy, and I was a lot bigger than him, and he put me on my ass. Like, we went for a 50-50 challenge. He knocked me down. But you remember that? That was fucked. I was like, holy shit, this guy's legit.
We went right away, bro.
First practice.
Yeah. But what was like your family saying about you wanting to keep playing footy each time you came out of the hospital? You know, because I could imagine like, yo, chill, maybe this time, you know, rest up. But I guess you were just saying, fuck it, I gotta do it.
No, man, they know me. You can't stop me from playing soccer.
I love that though.
That's it, man. That's, you know, like, everything around was soccer when I was that age, to be honest. Everything, like, you know.
Yeah, I went to this guy. I remember going to his house, and dude, just like wall of trophies, Messi, Ronaldo, like, bro, his whole crib. And I feel like your mom, especially your mom, always so supportive.
No, yeah,
right?
man.
Really like
guardian angel, man.
Really like the rock for you. Like, I had remember coming, like, class, like going over his house or whatever, and like mom making sure, like, bro, we were eating like the best food, the most like nutritious food, like we were at practice on time, like shit like that. But so the whole first thing happens. Talk to me about the second time.
So first time happens and you beat it.
You beat it.
Okay.
6 months of
chemo.
Yeah, 6, 7.
Yeah, 7 months of chemo, but you're good. Yeah. You're back. We're playing footy together now.
Yeah, like within a year I was back. That's when I joined Hearts.
Yeah, you were there. I don't even remember, and you can remind me because I don't remember when, like,
the second time.
Yeah.
So I was playing like in Aurora that time. Grade
yes.
9. So then it was grade 9 summer. So like so that's when like. Yeah, so it's basically the same thing, you know. Like that's why I always get a little nervous when I see the bruises from before when I was a kid. Like, always that's a sign because that's when your like platelets are low, you'll bruise easily. You know?
Yes, yeah.
So then I saw like little things on that. I was in a tournament actually in Montreal, and then like Yeah, man. So then I went doctor, and then it was relapse, you know. So I had to go again.
At this point, are they telling you like, yo, maybe there's not a chance, like maybe
I'm sure they, you know, probably tell my mom. The kids, I don't think they're trying to like go straight, cause I'm still like only 14, 15 at the time.
True.
But like, yeah, they give you a reality check and everything, like what you're dealing with, and it's like, but it's refusal to accept certain situations.
Yeah,
that's what pushes you forward, you know.
And at this time, you're looking for the bone marrow transplant. I remember, bro, like, again, like I have to say, like your mom, like is literally an angel on this earth, bro, because, bro, his mom was like going to newspapers, like, bro, like, not GoFundMe's, but stuff like, bro, just like making websites to like promote it.
Drives, like everywhere, like events, everything.
Fam, driving like anywhere, whatever, like just a mother's
original pop-ups too.
Yo, straight up, like his mom throwing events for people to come and see if they could bro, like I can't even explain the lengths that this woman, and this is all that from what I know, like the lengths that this woman went through just to find like a match. And I remember, bro, like I remember at that point our soccer coach like explaining to us like
what's happening,
this is what's happening, blah blah whatever. And like asking us to go and see if we're a match and whatever, and like yo, everyone's like, all right, I'm about it, I'm gonna check, like da. I remember you telling me, and correct me if I'm wrong, you guys like, did you travel to Iran or
that was the third time, you know?
Okay, so I don't want to get there yet, but you you said one match you found, you guys.
So that's like the organization, the blood, basically. So anybody I encourage to sign up for that.
Yeah.
You know, just do it's a quick, like you guys are doing COVID test. This is nothing compared to that. You know, just get a little
nasal swab.
Not even from the mouth. DNA.
Easy
like that. Go on the website, sign in. Literally, I'm here today because somebody did that. You know.
Yeah. That's crazy.
We'll drop that link actually.
Yeah, we will. We'll drop that link. So so at that point, how long until you found out, from the day that you were told you relapsed to when you get it, how long was that, or from the day you relapsed till when you were told like, hey, we have a match for you, how long was that in between?
You know, so while my mom was doing all that, like I'm still in the hospital, you know, so like I'm getting my chemo at the same time they're looking for that, you know, so like
yes,
I'm still like, I'm not like fully, I'm fighting, you know,
I'm
fight mode and everything, so like,
so I guess you're not like, even at that point, perception of time is not even,
just like, you know, just waiting. I'm just trying to stay alive at that point, and then my mom is finding the
crazy
match.
Okay, so match comes. How was the news broken to you?
It's just my mom was like, yeah, like me too, like, you know, it's like it's hard to be like that excited, you know, with all that going on, but like obviously, you know, we're getting in. It's just like, okay, now we do this, you know, it's just the next step.
It's the next step. Damn. Okay.
Wow.
So you get the bone marrow transplant. Everything goes smoothly, right? It doesn't reject. Your body doesn't reject it. It's good. What's the recovery at that point? Because at that point you were still like, you didn't lose the range of motion. You were still good.
Yeah, I was good the first.
So like, what was that? Like, what's like? Give us a rundown of what like recovery looks like coming out of that for the second time.
So I understood like when it goes in, like before, like I gotta do as much while even I'm getting the thing, so I don't lose as much. Cause I always like, I'm going against people my age, and like, you know, if I want to compete with them, it's like fitness is such a big part. So always I had that in my mind. So I try to do that to keep as much as shape as I could. But then, like, you know, it's obviously what happens. But even that, 10 months after the first one is when I moved to Spain. Yeah. To play it. So I was like still like very, you know. Okay. My fitness.
What was that like? Yeah. How did you? Okay. So you just, because you're playing it, you're like downplaying. Like I just moved to Spain. How the fuck? What the fuck happened there?
So I was like, I went to Malaga. So I was living in a family in Malaga, Spain. A beautiful place, you know. And then like I was just supposed to live there, training there, and then go on trials like Sevilla, Real Betis, all these teams, just trying to get it up there. I had like a person helping me doing all that stuff. Nice. So then I was there in training, and then man. So I was like getting good, and I feel like that's like I was about to go through like get my man, but like everything was happening right then, you know. I was eating like crazy. I could feel it, you know. Everything is coming, you know. Yeah. So then I was like, and that's when it happens, and then I realized I'm running every day on the hill in Spain, like morning by myself. And I'm like, yo, I'm getting more tired and more tired. I'm like, what's going on? Like I keep training, you know, supposed to get stronger, and then like doing all this, and then that's when like I'm like, okay, I'm like call my mom. She's like, go for a blood test while you're there, and then I go for a blood test in like the Spanish hospital. I'm in this like small waiting room for like 3 days around the country, like crazy, you know. And then like I get the test back. I'm about to go ahead to the training session. They're like, you can't go, you might like, you know, like you get like what I said, internal bleeding, header, everything. My platelets were so low. Yeah. So I went straight from there. They're like, I couldn't go to the training session. So then Yeah, so then I was they said had to go right back to from the hospital to sick kids. Yeah.
So they flew. So you flew right back to Toronto.
My mom came pick me up and we went straight back. Yeah.
Crazy. Oh, she came
She
to
actually
Spain.
came, yeah, just to pick me up. Yeah, because I was in
Wow.
the hospital by myself. You know?
Yeah.
Wow, that's
Right.
insane.
15.
What-
Damn.
What's that? What's that like? What's that like being in a hospital being told
I
that?
read a long book, man. That's all I can say. They gave me like a 1,000-page book.
Just going at it.
Longest
eh?
book you could read.
Yeah,
Yeah.
man, that's it.
Damn, and like, okay,
So at what point does it happen where they say you're not gonna live for another like past 6 months and you're not gonna
So
walk?
that's when I'm coming back to the hospital. They're
Okay.
like,
So
for
you
the
get back to
third
sick
time.
kids.
For the third, because they're like, well, we tried the treatment the first time.
Yeah.
We had the transplant. It's like,
Yeah.
now if we do another one, it's just going to do more damage than good, you know? 'Cause
Yeah.
it's like, it's not like, you can't just keep giving these. It's like, it's toxin. It's like,
Yeah.
really, it's poison, really, what it is, you know?
Yeah.
The treatments. So the body's already been through so much, but then, like, I just, like, yo, I'm different. Like, I can do, just give
Yeah.
me that, you know?
yeah,
So then I got it. We found another match, and because the first time when we were looking for the match, we had like 5 potential close ones. So like this time it was better, so we had like a little. from
like
the
a,
last-
it's like a smaller list of people you
yeah,
could go
so
back
we
to.
can go back to. So we're this one. So then I did the whole thing again. I did total body radiation this time too.
Yeah,
And then when you get a transplant, it's like a different kind of chemo. Like you're in isolation when you get chemo, but when you get a transplant, like you're in a room like the size of this table, you know.
Wow.
And then
Come
like
on.
not even a washroom, nothing, because there's like you're 0-0, you know.
Yeah, like
my
you
mom
can't
was
be-
like in a hazmat suit if she wanted to see me,
Wow.
like anything.
Can't get
It was
infected,
nothing,
yeah.
damn. Okay,
Yeah.
so you
Wow.
get that. Did they tell you directly, like, yo, 6 months, or was
Yeah.
that to your mom, and then kind of?
Yeah, it's directly, you know, straight up. It's like that, and then it's just like we fought, and it's just like no, it's just like give it the chance, you know. That's all
Yeah.
I asked for, you know.
Yeah, give me the
Real-
chance. Yeah.
Only thing I ever pray for is opportunity, you know.
Yeah.
That's it.
So, what's the mindset like? Like, walk us through the mindset, because I feel like, dude, like in today's day, it's like you have a bad day and someone's like, fuck life, you know what I mean, or whatever, you know, just like nowadays people get so thrown off from such small things.
Mm-hmm.
Like, bro, look at what you've been through, and like I feel like the whole time that I knew you, it never really, almost like didn't phase you. You're almost like, all right, it's just the next obstacle. Like what's the mindset like, and not only what's the mindset like, where do you think the mindset came from?
I feel like I was like since I was young, like it's just I'm a very competitive person. You know?
Yeah, very true. Yeah,
so
very
like,
true.
and it's like I had a passion, I had a goal. It's like I don't know. It's just like when you put in situations, you don't know what you're gonna do, but then until you put in them, and then
True.
so like I realized what I could do.
Yeah.
And then like even that is like when I found out when I had the third time, like when I was in Spain, I was like I promised the first thought wasn't I'm not gonna die or I'm not gonna do, I can't be a soccer player anymore, you know. It's like
Yeah.
now I'm
Wow.
16,
That's
Yeah.
crazy.
you know.
Yeah.
That's how much you love the sport, bro.
That's all I was thinking. man.
Yeah. Which is probably crazy.
So what the fuck did those doctors say now?
Man, it was a process, man.
like what did they say now after they said 6 months to you
And then I
and
did
you're
it.
here right now?
And it's not even that. It's after I got that, like, that's when when I got the transplant is what
Yeah.
the thing that saved my life is also what took my legs, took my life, you know.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. Like, so I remember seeing you probably pretty close to like post transplant. Me and my dad, I don't know if you remember this, at the TFC game, and dude, I'm talking like Tymaz is in a wheelchair with like blankets over his skin, right? Because you were talking about the skin, right? Blankets over his skin, whatever. And me and my dad are saying that. I'm like, Dad, I think that's Tymaz. And my dad's like half blind. He's like, he's just worried about Jovinko, bro. Like, you know what I mean? I'm like, no. I think that's Tymaz. Whatever. I got up and I came to say what up to you.
Yeah.
And you look like you're in bad shape, bro. Like straight up,
No,
like
it was
wheelchair, your skin, whatever. Like,
NG tube, the thing, I couldn't eat food for 2 years, everything, you know.
and I remember seeing like some videos. You were showing me some videos later on, like a couple years ago or a year ago or whatever, of like some pretty like stuff that it's heavy shit. It was like pictures. And I think it's on your Insta, right?
I think I took those ones.
Take them down, okay. Well, they were,
Yeah.
but like, you know,
I have some videos. Yeah.
him
on
like
Insta.
on the bed with all the feeding tubes and stuff, and then it's just like I'm seeing him here like this. So I see you at the TFC game. I wonder what year that was. 2017, 2018 maybe.
Yeah, 2017.
Probably 2017 time. Okay, so you beat it. You go, all right, haha, you guys were wrong. 6 months, good luck. I'm still here, motherfucker. Now you're like, okay, but I can't walk. I have no range of motion. So what's the move from that point? How the fuck are you here now doing all the things that they said you couldn't do?
So that was like, that's my main thing. It's like I didn't go through all that just to be stuck confined. Like that's just, I refuse to accept it basically, you know? Honestly, that's what happened. I just refused to accept that. I tried everything. Like we went to Toronto, I went to all the Toronto physios. They just were stretching. But they were so fixed in a rigid position, all the joints, level 4 contractions, that like, they said there's like not like be thankful you're alive, you know. This is what they're saying, you know, like
Wow.
you shouldn't be like forget about why you're here, you know, like it's a miracle that you're just here.
Yeah.
I'm like, that's not what I did it for, you know.
Yeah.
That's true.
I didn't do it just to be sitting in this chair.
We went to this one of these random like resident doctors trainees, like, oh, I did a school in Montreal, and then like for a whole nother thing, orthopedic hospital in Montreal. We went there and we found out about this surgery called the Elizarov. Okay. It was made in Russia like 50 to 70 years ago. Basically, it's like Forrest Gump. Like how you remember, like Forrest Gump, they had those big things on his legs.
Yeah. Yes.
So, but like instead, 8-inch screws straight into each bone with the things. Because my knees were basically stuck in 90-degree positions.
Yes.
Like, you know.
Yes.
So that was the problem. Like they were just stuck like that. So every day with the wrench, my mom would turn it for a year just to gain like a millimeter at a time. Just like basically rip it, just slowly, rip it until it became straight. And then I did that 1 year on each leg, and then I did the left leg. But the problem with that is after I got them straight, they were like in a pencil, you know, like no bend. So then that was another more painful, another like couple of years just to every day to be able to bend them, to be able to be at least functional, you know.
And that was like, so you get them straight, and then what gets them to bend back? Just stretching.
I lie down, somebody stands on top of me, holds me down, and another person just like pulls my leg and pulls, and then I'll go through a thing. It's basically like getting an arm bar, you know, like your arm doesn't go more than straight, so like trying to pull that more, and then just constantly doing that like 2-3 hours every night.
And who's with you this whole time, kind of walking you through all this and helping you with like recovery and then you know, getting back on your feet and stuff like that? Like
my mom, or like family, my dad, my sister.
Yeah.
I had it literally the government gave up on me, bro. Like,
yeah, that's crazy.
I wasn't doing no government physio, everything private, everything. And I was like, I'm an athlete. I created most of my things myself, man. All my physiotherapies, even my physio. But like I had one woman that would help me a lot, thankfully, you know. She would come to the house and do stretches with me, and that's how I did. It took years and years and years, man.
So this, you said this is all private.
Yeah.
So no government funding, no government
like I
relief.
did things for like government just wants you to be comfortable. They don't want you to heal, you know.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's insane, bro. Damn, bro. Like holy shit. Like I'm just like now I'm like I gotta stop complaining, dog.
Dude, for real, man.
I gotta stop complaining, bro. Okay, so
I was gonna say like, okay, I guess once you start seeing that your motion's coming back, what are you thinking at that point? You're like, okay, I can do this. I can go full on and get everything back.
I always like had that, you know. I felt like I could do it. I didn't know if I could do it, but I know I was gonna try it to see if I could do it, you know. Yeah. So that was the mentality. Like, you only hear once. Like, I have to give it all. Like, you can't wonder what if, you know. I just can't be in the bed. My phone just be like, oh, I was a soccer player. I was doing all this. Yeah. No, it's like I'm still here. I'm still, as long as I have a breathing, you know, I'm a fight, you know.
And how far, like how long has it been since that moment that you kind of regained?
So like how I say, like I even made a post. I was like 2020 might be the worst year for everyone because COVID and everything hit, but that's the year I got my life back, you know. Dope. The summer, like at first, yes, like I started riding I could ride normal bikes, everything, you know, running, keep ups, don't drop the ball.
Keep ups at the wedding. This guy's not playing around, fam.
So what are you like? What is your day to day like now? Do you still work on physio and I guess stretch and do all that?
Yeah, just every day. I was like, I'm just trying to get stronger and stronger to hopefully, you know, get back to 100%. It'll be a long path, but yeah, and I enjoy it. Like sports, I enjoy, you know. So I even gone and played so much basketball this summer too. Like
I've been seeing it. Yeah, on the ground.
Last summer I couldn't hit the rim, you know. We throw it now. I'm hitting threes, you know.
No, it's crazy. What I want to ask you is, Was there ever a moment where you're like that you wanted to give up? Like, did you ever have those thoughts? Did they creep in?
Like, not to live, like in the hospital, like that was like pure instinct. Like, but maybe when I was like going through the physio, because that was like, bro, nobody knew what I was doing. Like, I wasn't posting nothing. I wasn't nobody. Like 5 years, I don't know what people thought I was.
Yeah.
But I was just alone in my thing doing that physio. I recorded it all, like make my documentary one day. Like, I knew what I was doing from the beginning, you know. Like, people say, like, as soon as the doctor said that, I'm like, okay, I'm about to enter this. I started recording everything of myself.
Wow.
Physio, everything for 5 years by myself. Didn't post nothing, share with no one, just so I can get back to, like, you know, here.
Well, that's the thing. You went off the map essentially. Because nowadays, if you're not posting on Instagram, you're off the map.
Yeah,
like, people don't know what the fuck's going on. So you went off the map, quote unquote, went off the map. And then I don't even really know how we reconnected. Did I hit you? Did you hit me? Like, it was one or the other.
Yeah. I think when I started posting, then, like, you know, maybe 2 years to go, 3 years. But we kind of always kept.
We always kept in contact. But then when you started posting, like, your journey and, like, sharing, like,
so you were documenting it then?
You was documenting the whole thing.
Oh yeah.
But I didn't post nothing, just from
okay.
No. But then you started posting.
Yeah.
Then you started posting it about, I'd say 2-3 years ago.
2 years ago.
And about 2 years ago.
What made you want to start posting it?
Because I got better.
I like that.
I didn't want to show my struggles without the, you know, that I did it. You know.
And how, like, was there like feedback, like, yo, where the fuck you been? Is that what, like, that's what's been going on?
That's kind of what
how you been?
That's what I was. That's what I was. So I guess I'm pretty sure I hit you in that when I started seeing these videos of, like, you know, and it's very transparent. He's showing, like I said, him in the hospital with tubes down his throat and shit like that, and then showing, like, at home his physio and whatever. And, like, that's when I think I hit him, and I'm just like, dude, what the fuck? Like, what the fuck? I haven't heard from you in so long, whatever. And we connected. And I remember, like, a year ago, I hit him up, and I actually went to go see him. I went to his house. And, bro, he still wasn't walking.
Yeah, it was like in a walker.
You were in a walker,
a couple steps, maybe.
You're a 1-2 step sitting down type of thing, like. And, like, you look at him today.
That's crazy.
Like,
That's crazy.
And that was 1 year ago. And I was just, you know, it just blew my mind, man. And I went there, and I remember leaving and just being like, holy shit. Like, two things. Being like, this guy hasn't changed. Like, when he wants something, he's going to go get it. And the second thing, just being like, yo, like, so many people could learn a lot from your experiences. Which is, I think something I remember telling you when I was seeing your content, being like, yo, don't be, like, scared or hesitant to show your journey, because, bro, like, what you're like, you know, the motivation you're giving me, let's say, you're giving a million other people.
Yeah.
And I think I see that now in your content. Talking a little bit about what you've been doing from a content perspective on socials, like, fam, I see you resharing all these posts of people sharing your shit and just being like, yo, soldier, the G, like, this man doesn't stop, like, like, my motivation, like, what has that been like? What kind of feedback were you getting, I guess, to bounce off what he was saying? Like, what was the feedback when you started showing your journey and then kind of showing your new path and the things that you want to do and that you're doing?
Yeah, it was always from the beginning, like how you said, a lot of messages, even from other survivors. They would come, like, grown men, you know, going through cancer with their families. I would even meet them, demonstrating, like, just a lot of messages like that, connecting with a lot of people, because, you know, cancer is a universal thing, you know. Yeah. Everyone, like, knows somebody that has experienced it. Mm-hmm. Even just not cancer, struggles. Yes. Everyone struggles, you know?
Yeah.
And then when you're honest with your struggles and, like, the beauty in struggles, and you persevere through them, it's like you're going to connect with people on a different level.
Yeah, 100%. I seen that in the content. I seen it in the responses you were getting. It wasn't like, bro, you go on me and this guy's post, see the comments, like, a couple emojis, whatever. People just, like, doing it for shits, you know? But when I would go through the shit, like, your posts and the comments that I was seeing there, like, the shit I was seeing there, like, it was like, bro, people were writing you, like, Bibles, bro. Like, you know what I mean? So it's like the impact you were giving people, like, it's tough to have that type of impact on people if you haven't gone through, like, certain experiences, right? But talking about a little bit about what you've been up to today. I know he asked about your day-to-day, but you've kind of shifted your focus. I know you're still a footy man's at heart. That will never go away. You're a Messi man. He's a Ronaldo man. So we won't get into that convo. But
he's cheesed at me now.
Yeah, man. Like, oh, fuck this guy. This guy.
Ronaldo's fire too.
I appreciate that. See?
But I know. But I want to talk a little bit about what you've been up to today, how what you've been through has kind of gotten you to this point, and kind of all that.
Yeah, so me, like, I always have to compete, even, like, you know what I'm saying? Back to that. So when I was in the hospital and I couldn't play soccer anymore, I actually, like, was just, like, when I'm alone for so long, like, real isolation, so I just got on YouTube. I got into music. Music is, like, it started hitting me when you're, like, going through things. Music can hit you on a different level. And I actually was into battle rap a lot because I just love.
Yeah.
So that's when I got into King of the Dot. Shout out Organic, Gully.
Yeah.
My bros, they always support me too. A big battle league here. And then, so I would just watch that, and I just was, like, fascinated with, like, the wordplay, like, just the way people use words, different schemes and everything. And I just got really into that. I started, like, when I was in a wheelchair, I would go to the events myself, by myself, and then I was just talking and made a connection. And I actually even, came out and battled. I started battling battle rap. And then, like, I just fell in love with music when I couldn't play soccer anymore. And just, I was like, okay, I want to be battle rap. I really can write. So, like, I'm making songs now. And I'm very into the music things. Getting support from it, it's going well,
Yeah, no, I see it. I actually want to talk about the battle rap thing because that was I guess the first part of it.
Yeah.
And obviously, I know you're an extremely competitive guy. How did that connection happen? How did you connect with these guys there? And then I remember, like, bro, this guy was battle rapping, like, grown men in a wheelchair, just like
that's crazy,
fresh out of it. So talk to us about that experience. Talk about that experience because I'm curious. I've never even been to one of those things, but they look fucking hype. Like, people get hype, bro.
No, yeah, it's battle rap is a different scene. It's like it's a very nice community. Once you're in there, people are very supportive and everything. And then just the staff at King of the Dot always were very supportive too. Just hit them up. I was like, I want to battle. They're like, yo, gave me the opportunity.
Yeah.
And I came in and did it,
Yeah, that's
dope, bro.
Yeah, I seen the videos. They were good.
Were you documenting that too?
Yeah, it's on my Instagram. I check it out, YouTube.
So you're gonna make a movie? Is this what's happening? You're about to make a movie documentary?
Yes, soon, man. Tymaz, the story so far. Let's get it.
Yeah.
Well,
you already have a fucking story, bro.
You got about 4 or 5 movies.
Yeah.
You got, like,
you could do the trilogy and shit. You know what I mean? Like, bro.
No, it's crazy.
That's
What
dope, though.
What I want to ask you is, like, for anybody who maybe is going through a similar struggle, whether they're fighting cancer, maybe a family member is, or any illness,
struggle, like you said, too,
any struggle, just in general, like, what's your advice to them? What's the driving factor to keep moving forward? Because a lot of people give up. A lot of people give up for really small things, let alone. I shouldn't say that. They give up. Everyone gives up for their own reasons, but obviously to be in a situation like yours, it's a pretty extreme situation. So, what's your advice to somebody struggling to any extent?
I would say focus on the things you can control, number one. There's a lot of things, like, it's not going to helpful. And then understand that everything's a process worth having, but you can control the process you pick, True. So make sure that the process you pick has the goal in mind that you want. Yeah. So always keep that goal in mind. And it's just like, you have to understand that life has ups and downs, and you have to just go with it. It's like, yeah, man, it's just, you got to focus on the things you can control, man. That's it. Yeah. And don't be ashamed of things that you can't control.
Yeah, and
that's huge.
I like that. And I think that was one thing that we discussed a lot of, being like, not being ashamed of your journey, your process. Everyone's got something different, right? It's insane, bro. It's just insane. It's just insane to see where you're at now, especially me knowing who you were back then. But dude, like, I just think about, like, everything. I just think, and I just think about your family and your, like, even, it's like, I always go back to your mom because she's just such a sweet lady. But even for her, like, she quit her job, right, to come basically.
Yeah, man. This was a decade process. It was a long.
Yeah, geez. Like, it was a long thing, bro. But I think, like, outside of, like, obviously all that stuff, like, another thing I was curious about was, like, did it put a strain on family life? Did it put a strain on friendships? How did you deal with that? Because even like you were saying, like, being in isolation by yourself for a long time, like, bro, I'm by myself for like an hour and I'm tripping out. You know what I mean? No, Dean, you know what I'm saying? Like, I sit by myself for, like, I'll sit by myself for 20, 30 minutes and my mind's, like, racing. So I can only imagine sort of what's going through your mind when you're in isolation, knowing that this is all happening to your body internally. Again, things that you maybe don't have control over. But we always preach, and we talk about, obviously, just in conversation, how important it is to be by yourself sometimes, and be in your own head and in your own mind sometimes. But you obviously did that on a larger scale for a way longer time. And I'm curious, like, what were the things going through your mind at that point? Like in moments where you were in isolation for so long, like not necessarily being connected to the outer world, not having that, like, those outer experiences, you know?
Yeah, man, it was tough. Like, I didn't get the school experience fully.
Yeah.
Even when I was doing it, like, it's just seeing everything on the online, all the people that you're playing soccer with now, they're signing the teams. They're like, yo, I train so much harder. It's just like, it's hard to take it in, you know?
Yeah.
And then you just have to, it's just a tough experience. Like, that is just like, you find whatever you can to do to pass the time, and then you just focus on, this is not forever. This is not my life. This is not what I'm working for. And then you just keep going through it.
And along the way, like I said, was there a strain on, like, friendships? Was it very on and off? Was it even possible to have like
yeah, like, is people, like, they go to university, everyone goes soccer, like, that's what I'm saying. People, like, people are not gonna, the life goes on, man. That's when you realize, you know, the world goes around, like, you know. Even, like, I thought everyone, you know, how are they gonna do this? Even when I was in grade 7, I was like, yo, how are they doing this at recess? I'm gonna understand, like, in the hospital talking, they're telling me what's going on.
Yeah.
From that I realized, you know, like, just, you're not there, people are gonna do it, everything's gonna happen, you know. So it's hard. You just gotta, you have some friends that, like, we're close, that I was, like, with, but it's like sometimes I'm too sick to see people a lot of times, you know.
And with that being said, like, I even remember there was a period of time where you were sort of angry, bro. Like, you were a little more, like, you're very chill, very confident, but there was a time that you were angry, like, I don't want to say angry, but you know what I mean. Like, there was a time, like, because you was always, like, not angry. I guess the competitiveness could sometimes come off as, like, yo, this guy's, like, always cheese. But he was just always competitive, I guess. But there was a moment, I guess, like, what were those shifts in mindset? Like, because, like I said, I think there was a time where you were probably cheese. And I can imagine, like you said, you're seeing online, everyone's life is going on, and you feel like you're still at a standstill.
Yeah.
Like,
it's just, of course, it's like, you can't, it's just frustration. Frustration boils over time, and then it's just, you learn time, like, you're gonna learn to, and I got better, you know. That also helps a lot, you know.
Of course.
That's the main, you know.
Yeah, of course.
Was there like one specific moment where you're like, I guess after the third, like, from the third time, was there a moment where you're like, okay, like, I'm good, like, I'm gonna be good, you know what I mean? So, like, maybe things sort of lighten up. Was there, like, a specific moment, or was it just kind of
it's a gradual thing, you know, because every day I'm doing new things. Like, swear, last week I first rode the bike, I started driving, I'm doing everything independent. Like, things are just, I got off all my medications, which was, like, one of probably my hardest battle. After, you know, doctors pumped me with painkillers for so long. And I did all this by myself, no rehab, nothing, just willpower.
And that's insane. Have any, like, medical professionals, like, hit you up and been like wanting to understand how you did what you did, like the way that you were able to kind of come out of it, like?
There's, like, I was in the Toronto Star, and then the doctor, like, that one of my things, they, like, make comments that, like, you know, what he did is like that, but it's like, I don't think medical people talk like, not yet, I don't know, but, like, maybe they won't hit me up like that, but it's just, maybe they get more aware. It's like, when I see them and things, like, and when I actually see them in real life, they obviously, when they read my file, anybody, as soon as I come in, any doctor, they just, you know,
they trip out. They probably trip the fuck out.
Really, every time.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I'm sure it will happen at some point down the road that, like, people, like, medical professional doctors want to understand, like, the whole process, because it's like you said, like, the easy way out. The third time, they're like, yeah, all right, you're done.
Yeah, 6 months later.
Like, bro, I can't even imagine somebody telling me that. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, I can't even imagine someone being like, yo, you got 6 months. Like, you know what I mean? So I imagine some point down the line, they're going to come back and be like, yo, Tymaz, what the fuck, bro? Like, what was the secret sauce, you know?
And you're going to show them all the content that you were doing, yeah?
Yeah, for sure. And probably just be like, well, it's just me, dog. It's just what I do. It's just the way I go about it. But
how do you like, do you plan to take this story and try to inspire people in, like, in a different way, in a big way? I know we talked about off camera, you're thinking about coaching, even in soccer too. So maybe talk about that. How do you plan to, I mean, inspire people with this story? Because it's very inspiring.
I think best way I can inspire people is just to live my life. You know, like, once they see that, like, no matter what you go through, like you still like come out of it and do the things that you want to do and do the things you want to enjoy.
Yeah.
And I think that's the biggest thing. And just like putting it on social media, because that's where everyone is, you know. If it's not there, it's not happening, you know.
Yeah, there we go.
It's true. We preach that all the time, bro. No, and another reason why I have the ultimate respect for you is because we were talking off camera about some of our teammates on different teams and stuff, and how they're doing things, and we see them, and we see, you know, because of social media, we see what they're up to, and you know, maybe they're doing well financially, or you know, it looks like they are, or whatever, but it looks like a lot of them didn't follow their passions, didn't follow their dreams, you know, which is like sad, and probably for you, like you're probably wanting to fucking slap them out, because you're like, yo, look what I've been through, bro, and like I'm still chasing something I love, instead of just being like, yo, let me just look at this from a oh, I'm lucky to be here, okay, let me just like do whatever and just kind of roll with it. I guess it has obviously your journey kind of given you sort of the mindset to be like, yo, now if I don't chase something I love, or I don't do the things I love on a day-to-day basis, like what the fuck was the point?
Yeah, no, you really like understand time and life and puts things in perspective, and it's like you gotta do what you love. You're not gonna enjoy it, you know. Like I'm here because I was chasing what I love. Yeah, literally, soccer is the reason I'm here, and that passion for that. And it's like passion gives me life, you know. That's how I breathe, you know. It's like I can do work, and you can always do that, man. You're not gonna be able to always do what you want. Yeah, to be honest, and while you can, you gotta do it.
Is there? Would you accredit your recovery to like something other than medicine? You know what I'm trying to say? Like, because you know, for sure, obviously certain chemo and things that you did were a part of the reason why you were able to recover to a certain extent, but I feel like there just has to be like there's more to it. Like I don't know if it's a spiritual thing, if it's like just a motivation thing, if it's just your brain being like, nah, like this isn't it. Like it's
100%. The reason I'm here is because I never thought I would die.
That's crazy.
Literally, you know.
Never at no point of this you were like, I'm gonna die.
No,
like
I just couldn't imagine myself just like I can't.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
I'm just like, you know, I just like once that comes in your mind, your body just reacts to it, you know.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah.
So my body, like when they say fight and flight, it's just fight, you know.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah, there's no man's not even thinking about flight, eh?
Just fight.
That's crazy. Okay, and that now obviously again, like you were saying, you have people reach out to you, other cancer survivors or people who are currently in it. What you know, obviously it's probably personal, but I'm gonna ask you anyways. What are those conversations like? Like what are they reaching out and asking you? Like what do you think they're looking for from you, or from having the conversation? Like what are they looking to get out of it?
Same thing as it's like, that's what I'm saying. Struggles is struggle. Same thing like other people would like try to get out of it too. It's just inspiration is like, but they feel like, you know, it's like when you see someone from your same race or something that you relate to it more, you know. It's just and like this guy actually did it, you know, and he's like doing the things he wants in life. So it just gives them a thing. So like how you're saying, how do you do it? I just tell them you gotta be strong, and it's like, I don't know, it's a tough question, but it's just I just try to give them strength and like give them advice, and it's just like you have to be active, you know. That's it.
Are these like phone calls, just messages? Like, are you meeting these people?
So I've met a couple of them. Yeah. When I try to, but a lot of messages. Like I get DMs, crazy.
Yeah, I can imagine. And what's that community like? Like how, like is there some sort of, I want to say group chat, I don't fucking know, like some sort of place where you can connect with other people? Like
no, growing up, there's this camp called Camp Uch.
What? Who was there? Ricciardi. I think Anthony Ricciardi did a mural there recently. Okay, I heard of that like very recently. Camp Uch. Okay.
It's like a survivors camp for cancer kids. So every summer, like Muskoka, they have a really beautiful. Like kids can get like chemo there. You know, they have doctors there. Like. Oh yeah. But it's like crazy, you know. So you go there, you get a community like every summer. So there's a good opportunity, and then so that's how I have a lot of survivor friends and that were there. And then, but it's like a lot of times you go there and then you come back the next summer. There's a lot of kids not there, you know.
Damn.
So it's like a heavy thing, and you realize that at a young age, you know.
And that's why I feel like it's crazy, bro. You learn some heavy lessons like early on in life. Like that's insane, man. Fuck.
Yeah, that's tough, yo.
We're sitting here complaining about bullshit.
Yeah, about traffic. I'd actually do that when I came
Yeah,
in
you
here. I was
fuckers.
complaining about traffic the whole way, and then fuck, bro.
Yeah, no, that's heavy. It's heavy stuff, bro. It's
Yeah,
heavy
yeah.
stuff. From okay, so now you're doing the music stuff. Talk to us about the music. Talk to us about what's going on with the music. What you're currently up to. What's the goal?
So the goal is just to be like the goat of goats, you know, like soccer, music, everything. I'm joking.
Yeah.
But like the music is like, I'm just like, I made a lot of music, but it's just, music is a very tough thing. Like I feel like there's a difference between music and soccer. Like
Yeah.
soccer, you're good. Like you can't, it doesn't matter what you look like, where you're from, story,
Yeah.
nothing. You get the things. Music is like way more politics. There's politics in soccer, but like,
Yeah.
and it's like, as an independent artist, like I was saying earlier, like you're the truest form of entrepreneurship. It's like an independent artist. I have to pay for everything without, everybody gets paid in music industry, video cameras, producers, and engineers. Everybody gets paid for their work, except for the artists. You pay for the work in hopes of getting it back. So it's a tough thing, but like it's what I like to do, and it's like I have a message, and I feel like I want to promote it, and it's something, because I love it, I'm gonna do it. You know?
Yeah.
That's how I feel about it.
So you've been dropping music consistently now.
Now, but I have it already. It's just dropping it. You know, it's
Yeah.
just try to have to get a visual with everything, which is a big thing. So it's just like it's different. It's how to release it.
Has anybody in the music industry kind of reached out, like from a Toronto perspective?
I was on FaceTime with Tory Lanez when I first started rapping. Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah.
When?
How
Like-
the fuck did that happen?
Like I know like one of his videographers or something,
Okay,
and then he just heard my story, and then he's just like, "Yo, you came out the wheelchair, rated and stuff like that."
that's crazy. That's insane.
dope, man. That's dope.
That's insane.
Yeah.
So
I was on Toronto Star,
yeah.
Yeah.
CTV News. I'm not the first Toronto rapper to do that.
Yeah, let's go.
It's true. It's true.
Let's go.
I love that, bro.
So okay, so you're gonna continue doing that, obviously. Now, speaking from the perspective of, like you said, it's one of the most true forms of entrepreneurship. You know, I see you have like a team around you. I see it's kind of the same people. Are these longtime friends? Are these people that you've met along the way?
Yeah, I have my friends around, but it's mostly I'm doing everything myself, you know?
Yeah.
Like, that's what it is, you know? People are not going to build your gym for you. You have
Yeah.
to build it. So then, but like, yeah, it's just, I have friends that I can call on that help me out and everything. And it's good because, you know, in music, it's everything is your team and how you can do it, because you can only do so much yourself, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So then that's it, you know? Just got to work with that. I'm playing the hand I'm dealt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Damn. It's fucking.
Fuck, man. I'm fucking speechless. First.
No. It's crazy. It's
You
crazy.
know?
So, in terms of the music now, if anyone wants to find you, hear you,
Yeah.
see what you're doing, see what you're up to, where do they find you? I mean, we'll tap it in, but
So my artist name is Tymaz, you know? I'm Tymaz.
Yeah.
I'm the only one Tymaz.
Yeah,
You know,
let's go.
Tymaz literally means unique warrior.
Is
So
that
I
what it
can-
means?
Yeah,
Dope.
man.
Let's
So
go.
that's why I'm with that. And then like, so on Tymaz9, Tymaz on Instagram,
yeah.
I post motivational, my music, everything that they're about me, you'll find there. Everywhere on Spotify at Tymaz, all the platforms, YouTube.
And listen, we got a special question for you because
Oh, damn, yeah.
we're the MBH podcast. Money buys happiness.
Yep.
It's a good question to ask
Yeah,
you.
yeah, it is.
When you hear the term "money buys happiness," what do you think of it, bro?
That's a good one, yeah. Money buys happiness. I think of it. Pretty true. Like,
I love that answer. Just thought about it for 5 seconds.
Pretty true.
like, it's true to an extent.
Yeah.
I would say, you know, like I could have been a billionaire but if I couldn't eat, like, so, you know, like your health is part of it, you know. I think health is, you should put into, like, is wealth, you know. Money, or I would say wealth buys happiness, not money, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And then wealth is more than just money, you know. It's like your lifestyle, what you're doing. But now that I'm an adult and I'm on my own, like, and that's what I'm saying, true, like, I'm realizing, man, it's a whole different fight out here.
Yeah.
Like this.
It's like, I know, it's like your health, take care of yourself and all
Now
that.
I'm a man, mom's like, yo, kid, now you're healthy, now it's on you, you know.
yeah, figure it out.
Yeah.
So, damn, it's true.
Yeah.
It's true. No, it's funny. It's funny hearing that from you. Like, we pretty much preach very, very similar things, but it's tough out here, dog.
Yeah,
It's
it is.
fucking tough out
Mm,
here,
It's
bro.
real life out here.
So for you now, like, moving forward, obviously music is there, but from a money making perspective, like, do you see music being that for you long term? Is there something else in mind where you're like, all right, cool, like, I'm gonna do music because I love it and grow it to try and be something bigger, but at the same time, like, I got like this hustle, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm starting coaching again. I coach soccer.
Okay.
I want to start my own like training with the kids. You know,
Let's go.
Get the technique up in Toronto soccer. You know? That's it. You gotta get the skills.
Foot
Yes, man, Spanish league things. You know?
Yeah, this guy knows.
And then like, so yeah, that's it. And then music, and I love music, my passion. So even if music I know is gonna bring me to what I'm gonna do.
Yeah.
So, and it's just about getting people aware with who I am, what I'm doing, my story, and opportunities will come. You know.
Yeah. 100%. Damn, bro. Well, listen, like, bro,
appreciate you telling the story, bro.
Yeah, man, and I hope you continue to preach and you know, just explain your journey and what you've been through, because fam, we gotta hear it, bro. People out here have been complaining over the littlest shit, dude. And I know like things build up and that fucks people up, but like, bro, like it's like we were saying off, like not even like other cancer survivors have gone through, like, even.
No, but that like, camp I was telling you, like those kids would feel bad for me, you know?
Yeah, that's crazy. Like, that's crazy, man. That's crazy. No, dude, listen, I appreciate you telling your story and being so open about it, because obviously it's not an easy thing to do. Yeah. But
we're gonna get a footy match going soon.
Yeah, sure, trust. Even a ball thing, eh? Don't watch yourself. But nah, man, I appreciate you being so open and honest about it. I think you're gonna bring a lot of value. You know, it's people listening, and maybe just a little bit of like a fucking reality check for some people.
Wake up call.
You know what I mean? To just be like, yo, we gotta just keep pushing. And that's something we preach. So, which is why I think it was so important to get you here. But, listen, man, it's been an absolute fucking pleasure.
No, man, it's great.
Keep doing your thing, bro.
Yeah, keep doing your thing.
Seriously.
We'll probably get you back. Let you move forward, drop a couple more songs and stuff. Tymaz, it's been a pleasure, bro.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, man. Dean,
we out.